Now for ratios. So a couple important things about ratios. Remember, the order matters, so it has to be the same order that they asked you the question. There are 3 different ways to write it. Remember, with the colon, with the word to, and as a fraction. When it is a fraction, we want to leave it as a fraction even if it's improper. We do not change it to a mixed number. And we do always want to simplify these down as much as we can, except not into a mixed number. Okay, so first it says the ratio of all objects to sons. So again, in that order, so all objects means all of these things. So I can count them. There are 9 altogether. 2 sons, which there's 1, 2, 3 sons. I do want to simplify this. So both of these are divisible by 3. So 9 divided by 3 is 3. 3 divided by 3 is 1. So 3 to 1, 3 to 1, and 3 to 1. Those are all 3 ways that we can write it in simplest form. Then we have the ratio of hearts to smiley faces. So hearts, there are 4 hearts. And then smiley faces, 2 smiley faces, so 4 to 2. Again, we can simplify. Both of these are divisible by 2. So that 4 divided by 2 is 2. 2 divided by 2 is 1, so 2 to 1, 2 to 1, and 2 to 1, all 3 ways. All right, for converting, we're going to set up a proportion again. It says you have 1.3 gallons of Sprite. We want to know how many liters that is. And they gave you this unit rate. We're going to first set up that unit rate. Okay, so I'm going to set it up. 0.26 gallons for 1 liter. And I want to have my other side of the proportion have the number that was in the original question. So 1.3 gallons. Make sure that you line up your units. So gallons is on top. I'm going to put gallons on top. And then what I don't know is down there on bottom. I don't know how many liters that is yet. And then cross multiply and divide. 1 times 1.3 is just 1.3 divided by 0.26. So I have 0.26 going into 1.3. Remember, we're going to slide, baby, slide. Move that decimal over 2 times. Move it over 2 times. We went around a blank space, so we got to add that 0. So now it really says 26 going into 130. 26 doesn't go into 1, doesn't go into 13. It does go into 130. So 26 times 5. I always, when I do some guess and check, I always just start with 5. So 5 times 6 is 30. 5 times 2 is 10, plus 3 is 13. So that actually is perfect. I get 130. So 5 is my answer, 5 liters. Okay, let's look at the next one. Cammie's pet pig gained 3.5 pounds. How many ounces did she gain? And again, they gave me this unit, right? So that's where I'm going to start. So I have 16 ounces over 1 pound. I don't know how many ounces, but for 3.5 pounds. You are welcome to change that to a decimal if you'd like, or you can leave it as a fraction. So it's either 3.5 or 3.5, either way works. And then we are going to cross multiply and divide. So 16 times 3.5. Remember, we want to do our, we want to do our cartwheel here. So I'm going to have 16 over 1 times 2 times 3 is 6. 6 plus 1 is 7, so I have 7 halves. I would cross simplify right here. Remember, you can look at the 2 numbers diagonal. So 1 and 7 don't have anything in common, but 6 and 2 are both even. So I can divide by 2. So 2 divided by 2 makes this 1. 16 divided by 2 makes this 8. And then I can just multiply these numbers. So, because right now it really says 8 over 1 times 7 over 1. 8 times 7, because we multiply straight across, is 56. 1 times 1 is 1. So we get 56 over 1, which is just 56. So 56 ounces is our answer. If you didn't cross simplify, it's okay. You're going to get 112 over 2. And then when you divide that, you get 56 ounces. All right, so some percent problems. I won 28 of my baseball games. I played 40 games total. So what percent of my games did I win? Remember, we always set this up as part over whole equals percent over 100 every time. So my percent, it says what percent, so that's the thing I'm missing. So my blank is going to be the percent over 100. So I have 128 of my games. I played total 40 games. So my part is how many I won. My total, my whole, is all of the games that I played. So I won 28 of them out of 40. And then cross multiply, divide. So 100 times 28. Just do that multiplication real quick. And I get 2,800 divided by 40. So 40 outside, 2,800 inside. So 40 goes into 2 0 times, 28 0 times. It does go into 280, so let's do some guess and check. 40 times 5 would give me 200. So I'm close. I need to go a little bit higher. I need 80 more. Well, I know that 40 times 2 is 80, so I'm thinking this would be 7. So 40 times 7 will give me 280. Subtract and bring down. Even though it's a 0, I still need to bring that down. 40 goes into 0 0 times. Do not forget that. It's not 7%. It was 70%. Think about it. That makes sense because if I won 28 out of 40 games, that's more than half. So I should be getting more than 50%. If I'm getting 7, that's like I barely won any. Maybe I won 1 game. Okay. All right. Here, Brenda got 80% on her quiz. There were 30 questions on the quiz. So how many did she get right? So again, I know it's going to be percent over 100. So 80% over 100. And then I just have to think, is the 30 my part or my whole? So there were 30 questions on the quiz all together. The question, the thing that I'm missing is how many I got correct. Well, the 80% represents how many I got correct. That's what I don't know on top. So the whole quiz was out of 30. That's what goes on bottom. Then I'm going to cross multiply and divide. So 80 times 30, 0, 0, go down a spot. 8 times 3 is 24, so I'm getting 2,400. And then 2,400 divided by 100. If you know the trick of just moving the decimal back, that is fine. Otherwise, I can show you here, 200, subtract, I get 40, bring down my 0 into 400 4 times. So I get 24 correct. 24 questions correct is my answer. Okay. And then there's one last question. How many questions did Brenda not get correct? Okay, well, if there's 30 questions total and she got 24 correct, I can find the difference. So just subtract them. And I get 6. So she got 6 that were not correct. And that's it.